Hello, everybody. Welcome to Zen Guru's podcast. My name is Bhavita Singh. I'll be your host for this podcast. And we have amongst us Mr. Harish Mehta. Mr. Harish Mehta is a business development coach. He's a mindset coach. And not only this, he's been into motivational speaking now, and he inspires people to change mindset and achieve something that that is out of their comfort zone. Well, not only this, he has a professional career of more than 36 years. So there's a lot to learn from him. Let's start. First of all, thank you so much, Mr. Harish Mehta, for joining us, giving us your time today. We're truly grateful for your presence. So can you share a bit about your early life and what inspired you to enter the field of personal and business development?
So there's not a bit, there's a whole sum that I need to share. Born in 58, finished school in 78, passed out from Shri Ram College of Commerce, Delhi, one of the leading colleges in the world. Joined the bank on 1st of January 79 as a direct officer.
Nice.
And moved from Delhi to Kolkata, my first assignment. Came back to Bombay with another bank in 1980, April. Chosen one of the selected few to go through the management development program as a direct officer. Picked up to lead a branch within 3 years of joining the bank. If they could see my potential, I realized it only in 2012. They could see in 1980 and I realized in 2012. What took me this long is a series of achievements that I made. So 83 opened the branch of a nationalized bank in a city like Mumbai. Cut the ribbon by Shashi Kapoor, the great film actor. So opening batsman from in life. Led the branch, led the bank for almost 18 years. The largest branch of the bank, and quit the bank in 1998.
Oh, okay.
So quit the bank is a great word to use because I had the option to stay along for 2 more years.
Yeah.
And eat my pension after 20 years for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So I chose to leave and chose to be on my own because the leader in me was getting suffocated. I use the word the leader in me was getting suffocated. Being the youngest in scale 1, scale 2, scale 3, scale 4. And being always present on the first seat in conferences and speaking my mind. Whereas there were seniors in the room who were watching me. This gift of speaking was there ever since maybe I was born.
Wow.
I must confess that today. So quit the bank, went around the world to see if I could serve people. Got to know that I was too good to serve.
Okay.
People wanted to teach them how to manipulate better. So being a straightforward man, I said, let me do something more. So I joined friends of mine as their business partner, as their fourth brother, and build a lifestyle brand for children. 10 years I built the brand. From a brand which was only in rupee terms 2 crores to 400 crores in 10 years.
Wow.
So I got them money, I got them skill, I got them the way to build brands. And we were available in 1,500 stores globally. And within the country, we were present from north, east, west, south of the country. A leading kids wear brand by the name of Ginny and Johnny. Then in 2012, it started in 2010, I still had something to give to this world. So I told them I would love to leave and give something back to the world. So I quit in 2010, and it happens on 15th of August always. My bank job, 15th of August 1998, and my first company job on 15th of August 2010. So the next 2 years, I went around, saw people, met people, and then came upon this thought. I need to unlearn, relearn, and then teach to this world. That triggered everything which happened thereafter. So 2012 onwards is my journey, which I set to lead leadership. Why did I choose this? Because I needed to unlearn what I knew, both in the public sector as well as the private sector. And once I had learned this, of unlearning and to learn from the best in the world, I must confess here, I was always looking for leading and teaching what I learned from the best. So I took upon this ownership of becoming a business coach, an executive coach,
Nice.
a leadership coach, a speaking coach, and a law of attraction trainer.
Wow.
And in between, a mind map trainer. I have over-invested that full year of 2012 on myself. Visiting USA 7 times during this period, Singapore, Australia, UK, and Europe. Learning from these great people. I learned from Brad Sugar's business coaching. I learned from Marshall Goldsmith executive coaching. I learned from John Maxwell leadership coaching. I learned from Les Brown speaking and managing stage. And in between, Tony Buzan, I learned mind map, and my friend from Canada, I learned law of attraction. So all this because of what? A young girl who was in HR, she asked me, sir, what is the certification? And that triggered this investment of more than $200,000 on myself. I said, I'll get all those badges which you need to show people that I have the ownership and the certificates to be a business coach, a leadership coach, a mind map trainer, and a speaker teacher. So this in short is my story. And in these, from 2012 to 2024 today, I'm so proud that my me has come out. My me, what I needed to listen, learn, grow, and teach has come in me. And now it's time for me to go out and teach those leaders to become legends in this life. Yes, become legends in this life. So that's the story. I'm a 9-hour speaker. I have been able to do this only 9 minutes today, because some other day, some other time, when you record my full life story, it may go into an 18-reel story which people would love to listen, learn, and grow. So that's for the time being. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to share myself. Thank you.
Okay. All right, sir. Thank you so much for sharing your vast experience with us. So in these years, can you tell me what has shaped your approach to coaching? And one more thing I would like to ask, that what are the challenges that you have seen in your professional career that influenced you to take this path of business development and personal development coaching?
So being in the bank, I know I got respect and people were chasing me because of the power that the bank manager has. Being in the private sector, I saw how people build brands and how people look at brands with a different attitude. What I saw missing was growth, the way people needed to operate as leaders. The quality of a leader, which I learned from these great people, was missing in most of the people I interacted with. So that triggered this thought that, dear friend, unlearn, learn, and learn from the best. And go out to this world. They need you more today than they needed you any other time. So from teaching a few, I went open and wanted to teach great people to become legends in this life. That's the trigger, and that's what brought the best out of me. And I must share with you the way I speak with clarity, the way I communicate with clarity consistently over this last 10 years has brought me to think what leaders need. They need to become, they need to speak who they are. What do they have? And why should people care for them? And as leaders, why should people follow them? A followership is out of respect, out of regard, out of feeling that I need to become the person that my leader is. Those qualities needs to come into him or her. And that was missing. I feel there's lots to do. There's lots more to do together. And there's lots more to do in organizations. Being an Indian, especially SME, MSME, and the way India is growing, make in India, made in India, I think the next 10 years we're going to be galloping and we need some great leaders. And I would like to take the ownership of growing those leaders who are hungry, who want to learn, who want to become really in this lifetime legends. And mind you, you have to be good to move to great. I would love to invest my time, energy on those people, and those people who have the fire in them. And I would ignite that fire, show them the path, give them the direction, hold their hand, and be behind them to lead them on this journey of becoming good to great. And mind you, one thing that is most important is discipline, discipline, discipline. The way you value your time, the way you value every single word you speak, it matters. And when you matter, the world looks at you differently. That's my thought on what made me decide to invest on myself, to unlearn, learn, and teach what I learned from the greats in the business of speaking, coaching, mentoring, teaching, and from the best in the world.
All right. So, sir, your coaching approach, it emphasizes more on resetting mindsets. So can you elaborate more on this? on how to reset mindset for success and how critical it is, to achieve your goals, your mindset. So can you shed some more light on this?
I want you to understand how our mind sets. When a child is born, he's got a plain, open mind. What goes into the child, what he or she feeds from day one. I have a granddaughter, she's 15 months old. I know what we feed her is what she bounces back on us with. So, what you feed is what you will get. And as you grow from 0 to 10, your environment is feeding you. And from 10 to 20, your school, college environment is feeding you. Then the first job and the job that you have been doing for a period of time, or the first business, the environment is feeding you. Now, you know it's a bad, ugly, dirty world. Now, how you stay away from that and feed the good to become a great is a great challenge. So, just 3 words. The words you choose define you. I can, I will, I must. Or I can't. I am sorry. It's impossible. So, what has been fed into you will come out from you. So, when you read the word reset, I am uprooting your current mindset, which is carrying a lot of negativity, fear, jealousy, hatred, and people don't let go.
Yeah.
तुझे देख लूंगा, that attitude. I will see you.
Revenge.
Which results in anger, fury, and you go somewhere else. So the call here is from negativity to positivity, from 0 to 100, and from scarcity, which is between 0 to 50, and 51 to 100 is abundance. That's the journey which I teach. So abundance is prosperity. Every feature of your life is happy. And how you spread abundance, how you share, care, listen, learn, grow, and lead is the way you become. And the moment you start listening, the moment you start giving respect, the moment you become relevant, the moment you see you need to give more and ask less, that reputation and recognition is built. And that happens once you let go resistance. The letting go of resistance is beginning to listen and learn, beginning to absorb, and beginning to become the person you were born to be. If I was born to become a speaker, coach, mentor, I had to first let go of my garbage which I was carrying. And that garbage of 52 years. And I quit, and now I'm 66. 14 years in teaching how to be abundant, how to respect people, how to create an attitude of self-belief, self-mastery, self-confidence, and do it with fearless. Energy is everything, and everything is energy. So this is what is reset your mindset from moving from scarcity to an abundant mind, and in this process, learning to become good to great. I know I can speak volumes on this, but this is for the time being.
Yeah.
Why people need reset, and you got to uproot them from their roots
Yeah.
so that you can nourish them, create that mindset which is waiting for them and which is what they were born to become. I mean it, they were born to become. And I am showing them the process and happy to teach business owners, leaders, people who have the hunger to lead organizations, corporations, and become good to great in the journey.
Okay. So, sir, can you elaborate on 5 disciplines of exponential growth and how they apply to business today?
The 5 disciplines are very simple.
Hmm.
I ask a question to a business owner.
Hmm.
Is your business sustainable?
Hmm.
Is your business predictable?
Hmm.
Is your business stable? Is your business consistent? And is your business having an emotional connect? And this is what I talk about when I talk about the 5 disciplines.
Hmm.
The first one is sustainable. That means what is sustainability is important for people to understand. You know, sustainability is all about, is there a strategy, a business strategy? Does it have a business strategy? Short term, long term. So sustainability is strategy. Number 2 is business development. Predictable. Are you developing your business every single day?
Hmm.
Are you adding more and more people every single day in your business? If you are you growing it? Are you retaining people who have become customers and giving them so much that they advocate for you? They talk about you. So first is sustainability, which is your business having a business strategy, a long-term, short-term? The second is your business predictable? Is there a business development plan? Third is people. Do you have the right people at the right place to the right thing? So sustainable, predictable, stable. Are these people in your company, in your business, going to be there long? They love the company, they love the people, they love the owners. And fourth is the business having the proper execution plan? So sustainable, predictable, stable, consistent. Is there execution plan in place? And is there a process in place? And finally, it is the emotional connect, which is, are we on a mission? Do we have a purpose? And who are we serving is important. So we are serving 5 sets of people. We are serving the stakeholders. We are serving the community. We are serving the customer. And we are serving the team. And we are serving the company. Is the 5 constituents we are serving. So once you get to these 5 disciplines, I will share this again. Is your business sustainable? Is your business predictable? Is your business stable? Is your business consistent? And is your business having an emotional connect? I know all businesses do not have all these 5 disciplines, somewhere in the assessment, it shows up. And that is where we start again. Find the gaps, fill the gaps, and take them on this 12-month journey of becoming a good company which runs without you, the business owner.
All right, sir. So here I would like to talk about, you talk to so many people and you would see that people have limiting beliefs. So they have limiting beliefs about themselves. They have limiting beliefs about how much money they can earn, or limiting beliefs about anything in life. About, maybe they think they are not worthy of all the success or all the happiness in life. So I'm sure you would have encountered that in your clients too. So how do you help overcome these limiting beliefs?
So when I do my basic with one-on-one on leaders or a group of top 10, top 20 in the organization, I do a 3-hour program,
Okay.
which I call the mindset needed.
Okay.
When I uproot them from the roots, I have to install the mindset needed. And where I install the 6 pillars, and these 6 pillars, I need to install so firmly that the company can live on these 6 pillars for the next 200 years.
Nice.
So I'll only share the words which I choose, which I do session on session with these people. When I install these 6 pillars, the number 1 pillar is I help them identify what is the big picture. How big can they see? What is their Mount Everest of the business owner? Or the other way around, how small is he and how big can he think? So when I'm removing the fear, I'm making him think big. When I'm removing the limitations that he has and making him unstoppable, I'm making him feel that there's a coach behind you who will take you on the journey to see, believe, and achieve the big picture. So that's 1 pillar. How long it takes depends on how soon the other person takes it. I normally do it a couple of sessions. First, removing the bad, the ugly from his system, his mindsets, and then installing this, what we call the big picture. It is to develop a mind to think, believe, and act. So the key words are, can he see? Does he know that he can become, or he needs to start believing? So knowledge set, belief set, and the skill set is what we need to add. Each his own. I normally do it within 3 months, a 100-day challenge, and I'm ruthless with my homework, and I make sure that he gives attention, focus, and energy to every aspect. So the second is abundance with no limits. How do you create an abundance mindset with low limits? So he had to move from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset, a limitless mindset. I teach this process. Third, when you remove the bad and the ugly, the mind becomes creative. So the creativity pops in. And how to harness creativity? The more you think, the more you become. What you think is what you become. And what you believe is what you do. And when you start doing it, you start capturing those steps on your Mount Everest and keep going up and up and up. Finally, the fourth is habits. As I mentioned earlier, dirty, ugly, bad. So whatever is below zero, first he has to come to zero. Then they have to move from 0 to 5 to make it good. And from 5 to 10 is the journey of doing it over and over and over again. This discipline of becoming good to great is moving your habits from the day you choose to become good to great. And remember, it's a matter of choice. They have a choice to become great or stay the way they are or become hungry. If they become hungry, they will not be sleeping, they'll be living in their dreams. And when we write our dreams in our sleep, we do it. So I have a process which I teach, the daily default diary. You write your tomorrows tonight before you sleep. And when you write it, the mind shapes it. And the next day you really do it. So number 5, ownership of success. They need to believe, they need to see that they are the owners of this thought process and they are owners to become successful. And this is where I share a tool which is called OAR and BED. And in between, there's a line which is like we have the line between the what is the equator? We have the equator, you know. So OAR is ownership, accountability, and responsibility of your words, your thoughts, your actions, and your results. So this is the process I teach, and I move them when they're below the line from BED. You can imagine what is BED. Bed is meant to sleep, and they've been sleeping their lifetime. So blame, excuse, and denial. So move them from blame game, from excuse mode and denial mode to take ownership. This is the most important process which I teach. I teach them those 13 steps to success, which is called the process to success. And I teach them every single day how to live the process. And finally, the 6th pillar is you got to make an impact in the lives of people around you as leader. So finally, the 6 pillars are to be dug deep, installed in each one of them. I repeat, the big picture, abundance with no limits, creativity, ownership for success, habits, and impact. So this is the process I would love to teach. Willing, people who have a desire mindset. And when desire becomes burning desire, I take them on the journey to fulfillment. I'm a process guy. I'm a process guy who gets results. So happy to teach and happy to make these leaders learn the process, do the process, and master the process.
All right. So, sir, here you were talking about default diary. Can you shed some more light on default diary, what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the daily default diary is, first I must share, which are the areas where you need to work in a week, in a month, in a year. The 100-day plan. How do you do your 6 a.m. to 11 p.m.? Your 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. is your hours when you are awake. The rest of the hours are when you are resting, sleeping. Where are you investing your 6 a.m. to 11 p.m.? And I have a famous one-liner. The quality of your routine determines the caliber of your performance. The quality of your routine determines the caliber of your performance. And the daily default diary is writing your tomorrows tonight before you sleep. And which are the areas you need to write? Number one, personal. Where do you want to invest the 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. on yourself? Number two, on your health. How much time do you need to invest every single day on this area? Third is relationships. Number four is the job or the business that you do. Number five is financial freedom or the wealth that you want to accumulate. And number six is social and spiritual. So these 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., you have to write it down. Sorry. Before you sleep, where do you want to invest your tomorrow? And when you invest your tomorrow by writing it down, your subconscious is reading that writing and doing it in the absence of your conscious. And when the conscious gets up, it meets the subconscious, it is a miracle. People call it a miracle. I call it the new normal. So that's the way it is.
Yeah. So, sir, now let's talk about your programs and offerings. So, can you walk us through your Accelerate to CXO program and what it makes unique for the senior corporate leaders?
Why do you choose to use the word accelerate? Because a leader is not a normal human being.
Yeah.
He's already reached, accomplished a particular position in his life, in his business, in his operation. So accelerate means now he knows the basics. He has reached on the ladder of 0 to 10, maybe 3, 4, 5. Now he needs to learn how to become great. And greatness is waiting to happen. He needs to learn the journey to become great. It's very easy. To become great is very easy. Only discipline and value your 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. You know, good people write their tomorrows tonight. And if you see all the leaders in the world, I call it the daily default diary. They have a yearly diary, a monthly diary, a weekly diary, and they have assistants helping them and accomplishing. And here, every minute matters. If you need to matter, you need to watch out what you speak, what you do, what you accomplish. And in this very hours every single day, you have to focus on what you need to do that particular day, that particular hour, and that particular minute. And 60 seconds is what you need to do. So the fine art of communication, communicating your mind, and remember one word, less is huge. The less you speak, the more you matter. The more you speak, the less you matter. And when you learn this, it's important for you to understand that it's important for each one of us to speak, be relevant 24/7, and let go resistance to listening. Listening is learning. And when you speak less, you are more relevant. And when you value your 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. every single day, you accomplish more. And when this becomes a habit, you're on the accelerated program. So I do one-to-one on this, I do group on this, and then we move on. There are 4 ways which we take the business owner, leader, or the individual or the professional. So first is introduction, then is a 2-day program where I'm ruthless in giving them one particular day, why it is required, do they require it, do they need it, and then they graduate to get into the intensive, and finally the ultimate, which is that they need to become billionaires in training. That's the program we call Accelerate Your Leadership to Become Billionaires in This Life and Be a Great Leader, so that people remember you for the next 200 years, that there was a leader. Today we remember J.R.D. Tata, what he created. Why do we remember? Because they created from zero and they achieved, and people today are following a legacy, and the brand value is coming out by just the name, those 4 words, T-A-T-A. Tata means legacy, Tata means a brand, and brand where there is value and there is no price competition. So let's give value where there's no price competition.
Okay, so now I would like to ask you that you have taken so many trainings. Amongst them, there's John C. Maxwell certification and Marshall Goldsmith also. So how do you integrate thought leadership tools from these certifications into your sessions?
You know, now this I feel is a God's gift. When I do the assessment and we draw out a plan, I know which guru I have to use. The leadership guru, the executive guru, the mindset guru. And I use the processes that I've learned there. And they come so beautifully, naturally. When I do the assessment and we decide upon the path, the course, the setting of goals together, the 100-day plan, and once we are aligned, you know, alignment is the key word here. You can go at the speed that the car is made for. You can drive a Mercedes, but unless you do not know how to drive, you will not be able to touch the speed that it is meant for. So in India, people do have money to buy the Mercedes, but they do not know the quality of a Mercedes. So I take them through that process, the 13-step process of success. Plan, prepare, practice, prioritize, and then perform. So personal development plan, business development plan, team development plan, leadership development plan. Create a plan, put that in place, align the team, teach them the process, and then this requires, before they can perform, perseverance, patience, persuasion, and perspiration. And the end result is productivity, profitability, and perfection. And this is a process which I call the 13-step process to reach success. And you have to do the process to learn the process. Maybe you know some parts of the process. Maybe you have learned bits and pieces. So I need to teach you, plan, prepare, prioritize, practice, and then perform. So this is the way, and this requires patience, persuasion, perseverance, and perspiration to achieve productivity, profitability, and perfection. I would love to teach this process and make them remember this process for life and create this as a principle along with the 5 principles for leading leading to excellence in organizations.
And so here we would also like to ask that how, what participants can expect to gain from team strategic thinking and execution planning sessions.
See, first I do the basics.
Okay.
Then I need to align all the business process owners,
Okay.
which is what strategic thinking needs.
Mhm.
All the 5 disciplines, process owners of the process need to be participating. They need to be aligned, and we do a strategic thinking and execution planning every quarter so that the quarterly goals can be achieved, realized. And this requires a lot of thinking. This requires a lot of preparation. This requires a lot of planning. And this requires letting go the ego. The most important part is I know. And when I say, you only know what you know. You don't know what you don't know. Do you need to know what you don't know, or you're happy knowing what you know? And that is where the coach, the teacher comes in me.
Yeah. True.
And that is what I tell them. You need to know what you don't know and become the people, man, the leader that they want to see in you. And for this, practice listening, learning with respect. And when you give respect to your people, respect is coming to you.
All right.
Which
So,
is,
sir, yeah, I'm so sorry. But sir, we would like to know more from you about success stories from your 824 plus workshops and your work with the 20,000 plus motivated clients.
so I must share with you, this COVID brought this reset your mindset into being. I must have done on this internet, you call it the Zoom, more than 900 sessions to leadership. I woke them up.
Wow.
I was ruthless with those leaders and telling them to save their people, to live with their family, save the organization, save people. So communicate with them every single day. So that was the ownership that the leaders had to take. So that is where I invested. And thereafter, I created this program, one-on-one with leaders, how to move on the journey from resetting. First revive, and then you need to strive, and then finally thrive. So get up, wake up, build up the energy. And COVID taught a lot of leaders, and some leaders, I'm so sorry to say, have disappeared because they could not withstand that pressure. But those who have survived are thriving today. Those who have survived are really moving ahead towards their Mount Everest. And their teams are well energized. Their teams are well built. Their teams are strong, and they have got strong leadership to carry themselves and their team further and further, and growing personal growth mindset, leadership mindset, and the will and the desire. So the 4-step process is first the will, then the desire, then the burning desire, and finally fulfillment. And this is developing your 6 faculties of the mind, where I teach them how to imagine. So imagination is one faculty, intuition is the second faculty, will is the third faculty, reason is one faculty, and perception is one faculty. And finally, they need to join me to listen to the sixth faculty, which I grow. I leave it to them. Whenever they wish to join me, I will teach them the six faculties of the mind, and they are both positive and negative. Both positive and negative. The moment you have these faculties positive, imagination is positive, intuition is positive, will is positive, reason is positive, and perception is positive, you are moving towards positivity. And that is where you're creating abundance.
Now, I've seen you often speak about the importance of developing a growth-oriented mindset. So how can individuals start cultivating this mindset? Because nowadays we've seen so many people, especially Gen Zs, they give up so soon. That growth-oriented mindset is lacking. So if you have to give that, maybe share your tools or techniques with individuals, that how can they start cultivating this growth mindset? And they just don't give up after 2 or 3
I will
months
give you a
of
small
starting.
mantra.
Yeah.
When you get up in the morning, use these 6 words brilliantly.
Okay.
Number 1, I'm confident. Number 2, I'm
And
fearless.
yeah.
I am fearless.
Hmm.
Number 3, I'm unstoppable.
Hmm.
Number 4, I am limitless.
Hmm.
Number 5, I believe in myself.
Hmm.
And number 6 is I am the best.
Hmm.
You repeat it every day
Hmm.
when you get up in the morning,
Hmm.
10 times. When you go out, you speak loudly in your house these 6 words.
Hmm.
And when you write it down, your pattern of thinking in the mind changes.
Hmm.
And to add to this, I am happy, I'm abundant, is what you need to say.
Yeah.
And finally, I can, I will, I must.
Positive mindset.
I
Yeah.
am.
Yeah.
So I am in the goals that you need to set every
Hmm.
single day. And I am going to achieve this every single day. When you write your daily default diary, the I ams come into force. I ams are affirmations, and affirmations change the pattern in your mind. So this is what I do, and this is a gift to all those people who are listening.
Hmm.
Do this 6 every single day for the rest of your life. Do it as many times as you can every single day and see where you land up. And when you need
Hmm.
any help, look back. I'm watching and I'm available to hold your hand, to take you on the journey of good to great.
Hmm. Okay, so can you tell us something about your new programs or initiatives that you are currently working on?
I am working today of installing the Reset Your Mindset in one-on-ones and groups of 5, 10, 20, both online as well as offline.
Nice.
And then once we are doing that, we do the assessment and the alignment, and then create the 90-day or 100-day challenge. And then I go deep, I go wide, and I stay with that person as long as he lives. So that is the legacy that I want to carry. He will look at me as a guru, as a coach for his life, for his business, for his profession, for himself. And that's what I want to be. And I am very, very, very happy to say I would love to share this energy with people who are hungry, people who want to become and leave a legacy behind. I want people who want to create abundance and move them from scarcity in the mind to a growth mindset, to an abundant mindset, today, tomorrow, and every single day they live on planet Earth. And they are special. So there is something special in each one of them. There is greatness in them. And that is what I want to bring out in them. And that is what is I am meant for the rest of my life, and keep giving, keep sharing, and keep becoming the person I was born to be, and creating this environment of people who become great listeners, learners, and leaders, and finally legends in this lifetime.
Okay. And so what advice would you give to somebody who's just starting their journey in personal or professional development?
I want to use the word belief is most important.
Belief.
I want them to recite this, I believe in myself, maybe 100 times a day. You want to install this belief, followed by the skill which he needs to learn, and the knowledge which he needs to absorb and recreate. So the three-step process is the belief set, the knowledge set, and the skill set. To become the best, you have to learn from the best. And there is no ordinary people today on planet Earth. In my time when I graduated, a graduation was enough. Then it moved to MBA. Now we are having people who are process leaders, owners in the field they choose to become leaders. And all this starts from the belief to become the best in whatever they chose. So knowledge and skill to be the best in the field that you have chosen. And to be a leader, you need to be able to manage process owners. Those who manage processes are also leaders, but manage those process owners in an organization so that you can do that execution planning and strategic thinking with those group of 10 leaders, and as the business owner or the CEO, lead the organization to greatness.
True. So, sir, how do you see the field of leadership and business coaching evolving in the next decade?
In India, it's a $1 billion industry. People are going to be focusing on good to great, made in India, small, medium, large enterprises. And all those who listen to this podcast should invest in themselves. Invest in yourself to listen, learn, and become more. 30% of your time, 30% of your amount that you earn should be invested in learning and becoming better and better. Why I chose to invest and become the best in the area that I chose, and I learned from the great teachers of the world, was out of this reason. When you learn from the best, you got something to share what ordinary people don't have. And great people will become great from ordinary once they learn from somebody who has been taught from some great leaders in the world and who have written 30, 40, 50, 60 books on leadership, on executive coaching, on business coaching, on strategic thinking, on execution planning, on speaking, and mastering the skill to become a great communicator. The more you communicate, the better you communicate, the more you earn. And the better you learn, the more you teach, the more your team grows. So invest in your learning, and invest in your growing, and invest in your learning.
And so, how do you measure the success and impact of your coaching on individuals and organizations?
See, there are two ways.
Hmm.
Within the first few days, you realized who are the people who are bringing that shift in them. A leadership shift has to come. And behaviors don't lie.
True.
Behaviors don't lie. The truth comes out. Either they are in ownership mode or they are in excuse mode. Where do they live? Either take ownership or they take the blame, excuse, and denial mode.
True.
Those who carry their own ownership, accountability, and responsibility, they keep themselves charged. And when they keep themselves charged, their battery is always green.
True.
And those people who are in the BED, blame, excuse, denial mode, their battery is always in red, discharge mode. They are not in the zone where I want. They are in a zone of the reasons mode. And I want them to be in the results mode. And the results mode is OAR. And the reasons mode is BED. So you have a choice where you need to live. And the moment they open their mouths, what comes out, the words you choose, the thoughts you stitch, the actions you take, the results you get. Is it out of ownership? Is it out of accountability? Is it out of responsibility? Or otherwise? It's very, very simple. And I know needs to go out of you, and you need to bring in, I need to know, I need to grow, I need to invest myself into unlearning, relearning, and seeing that big picture in my dreams every single day of my life.
So, sir, looking back on your extensive career, what are you most proud of and what legacy do you hope to leave behind?
I'm most proud of the upbringing. I was not born with a golden spoon, but was born with a silver spoon. I had benefits when I was schooling, while I was going through college. And when I joined directly as an officer, I jumped straight into leadership roles. And from 78 to 98, I built on personal leadership, personal branding, personal development. And today, as I speak, the day I decided to invest on my learning, 2012, the journey of one full year of learning and unlearning what I had learned in those 52 years was the decision which I made. And I must share a quote here. It is in your moments of decision that you design your destiny.
True.
So I chose to design my destiny by choosing to be a leadership, a business, an executive coach, and finally a speaker. And today, as I speak, I'm a member of the professional speakers community, past president of the chapter in Mumbai, and a member of the Global Speaking Federation. So speaking is passion. Coaching is purpose. And combining all the two, the ability to change people is my power. This is what I want to share with people. The 3 P's: passion, purpose, and power. And make them so powerful that they choose to become legends from good to great leaders in this particular life. That's the destination. That's my give. And I'm happy to share this till my last breath. I'm so proud to do this today and share this with the world that you can grow. You need to think, are you born to be ordinary or are you born to be extraordinary and leave a legacy? And the moment you choose, you made a decision. And when you made the decision, you have designed your destiny. And let's together shape that destiny of yours, creating a path, creating a course for you to grow personally, for your team to grow, for your leaders to grow, for your organization to grow, and take them on the journey to greatness in this life.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for this podcast. It was amazing. You shared a lot of valuable things that I can take away from this podcast. It has been definitely very, very encouraging and motivating.
Thank you very much for inviting me, and thank you very much for sharing this message to the world. All those who are hungry, especially who have achieved 1, 2, 3, to move to 6, 7, 8, you need to connect. And wherever you are, I promise you, 100 days with me will take you on a different path, a different journey. And then you have the choice to hold my hand for life or let go and carry the learnings with the people who you want to become as great leaders following you in your footsteps once you chose to become the person and you have become through the programs that you would love to do with me. Thank you very much, and thank you, and looking forward to share this message to the rest of the world. Leaders, business owners, C-suite, and SME, MSME, and people in positions who want to leave a message to this world. Thank you very much for listening and joining me on this podcast. Thank you. This is Abundant Harish Mehta. Thank you. Thank you very much.